A shocking verdict in the case of the Amish mom accused of killing her 4-year-old son.
I gave him to God today.
You gave him to God today?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake and I gave him to God. And people are going to tell me I am crazy, but he is real and he loves you. He really does love you.
This is what Ruth Miller told investigators after law enforcement say she killed her son and then tried to harm her older children in a vacation that turned violent in Ohio. Today, Miller's fate was put in the hands of a judge who made a bombshell decision. We're on the case presented by Law&Crime. I'm Stewart. All right, guys, real quick, I want to talk about something that can be very stressful, and that is tax time. It's that time of year again. Maybe you owe back taxes or you have unfiled returns. Maybe you just pulled some money from your 401k and you got hit with an unexpected bill. No matter the reason, the outcome's the same. Penalties grow, interest compounds, and you could owe again with no plan in place. The IRS is not waiting. They could enforce collections through wage garnishments or property seizures and file without your consent. But with over 15 years in business, Tax Network USA has seen it all and resolved over $1 billion in debt. No matter the amount, they help taxpayers get back on track, and they can do the same for you, but you have to call now. They're offering a free investigation call with the IRS, after which they'll put a clear plan in place for you. Don't wait for another IRS letter. You can call 866-981-4548 or visit tnusa.com/LC. You can also click the link below. What happened at a lake in a rural part of Ohio last year was horrific. There is no denying that. The question, though, that has surrounded the case of Ruth Miller is what was going through her mind when she threw her own 4-year-old son into Atwood Lake on August 23rd, 2025. This is video of Miller in court today for her trial, and this was a very unique situation. The entire trial lasted roughly an hour. That's it. Miller waived her right to be tried by a jury of her peers and instead opted for a bench trial with the judge having the final say. Now, before we get into what happened in court today and what the verdict was for Miller, I need to bring you back to what happened on that terrible day last year. Not only did Miller's 4-year-old son die, but her husband also died, but not at the hands of his wife. Miller is Amish. She and her family were on vacation at a place called Atwood Lake. It's about an hour and a half south of Cleveland. On the morning of August 23rd, the Miller family was doing some sort of religious exercise while they were on vacation. Law enforcement say they got a 911 call about a woman in a golf cart with 4 people on board driving into the lake. This is a picture from the local sheriff's office of the golf cart in the water. Now, when deputies responded for what they thought might be a water rescue, they ended up confronting Miller. And as you watch this body cam video, you can see that they start to realize that this was not an alleged accident.
I gave him to God today.
You gave him to God today?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake and I gave him to God. And people are going to tell me I am crazy, but he is real and he loves you. He really does love you. He loves you. And I doubted him. I doubted him so many times, but I am to tell you he is coming soon. He is coming very soon. Prepare your hearts. The end is close. And I'm for sure supposed to tell you that he does love you. Okay?
Ma'am, can you explain to me what happened? Who did you throw in the water?
I gave my son to God.
Your son?
Yes.
Where's your husband?
He went for a walk this morning.
And you haven't seen him since?
He didn't ever come back. And we went to the boat and his clothes were there. And God told me he's in the lake and a fish swallowed him. And you're actually supposed to go look for him in the bottom of the lake. And you will find the fish. And you will find my husband. And then you will believe. But ye of your little faith that did not believe before seeing.
Okay.
So send people down to the bottom of the lake looking for a fish that has my husband.
How old's your son that's in the lake?
4. He's sweet. I love him. I gave him
7/9/40 Central. We're out with the mother. She is advising that she threw her 4-year-old son in the lake to give him to God.
Deputies say that Miller's twin 18-year-olds are with her, but she keeps talking about her son and that her son is 4 years old. And as deputies continue to have this conversation, there's a chilling revelation that takes place because they realize that there is no 4-year-old in sight. And that is when law enforcement realize that they are dealing with a much dire situation than they first thought.
They are there. It truly does. I saw miracles. I yelled at him, and then pain came back to me. My husband and I both yelled at him, and pain came back to me.
I need to know where your husband's at.
He's at the bottom of the lake in a fish.
He's in a fish.
Yes.
There's no fish large enough on an Atwood to swallow your husband.
He's at the bottom of the lake in a fish.
Okay.
I thought your husband went for a walk.
Yeah, and then we came to the boat, and his clothes were laying on the boat.
Okay.
Tan pants and cream shirt and flip-flops.
Do you have a cell phone?
It's in the camper.
It's in the camper. Where's your camper at?
I think it's...
Area 3?
I think so. Yeah. It's like a tannish camper.
It's a tannish camper. You don't know what lot number it is?
No.
Well, we really need to verify your husband's still with us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, he's actually just go out in the bottom of the lake.
Well, I can't go in the bottom of the lake. So
Do you have scuba divers?
Yeah, we're going to have to call divers in to go to the bottom of the lake.
Please do.
And you're saying
Get the best ones there are, because this is a miracle from God. And you will see. You will see.
You're saying your 4-year-old son's down there too?
He's with God.
Where's his body at?
I don't know.
Where did you throw him in the water at?
Off of the dock at the causeway.
Where the bike was today?
Where the boat was?
Yeah, where the boat was.
Okay.
Please believe me. I know.
When there's supposed to be ones coming out there?
I think there was one.
Does anybody have a glass of water?
We can get you water.
Okay. Please.
What's up?
Thank you.
Now, another person that is important to talk about in this story, even though Miller was not facing criminal charges in relation to what happened to him, was her own husband. He was missing. He was nowhere in sight. We'll talk about him a little bit more in just a moment. Now, the body camera video of the day that law enforcement confronted Miller at the lake, it played a very key role into what happened in court. And you can just watch in the way that Ruth Miller communicates with deputies as far as the facts of what law enforcement say played out. Listen to this news conference from WEWS around the time of Miller's arrest.
Sometime just after 8 a.m., and this statement from both her children and other independent witnesses, she is seen loading up the 4-year-old on a golf cart near their RV and taking off very erratically. Everybody that will comment or any witness that you encounter that saw her driving will tell you she was driving very dangerously. She flipped the cart at one time. She was seen on 2 wheels another time. Of course, she was praying by the kayak. And she left. The children saw her leave with the 4-year-old. And then a while later, she came back. She states that she went to the dock and that she threw the 4-year-old in because that's what she needed to do as an offering to God.
No matter what you think of the verdict in this case and the dynamics that were at play, it is just terrifying to think of what that young boy, just 4 years old, what he went through at the hands of his own mom. Law enforcement say that Miller drowned the boy as a religious offering. Then, hours later, she ended up driving her older kids, those 2 18-year-olds, in the golf cart down to the water in what was another religious offering, which is why we saw that image of the golf cart in the water, and that prompted the 911 call.
7/9/40 Central. You said it's the Causeway Center dock, right?
Causeway Center.
Causeway Center dock. 7940 Central. The mother is advising that her boat is located if you just want to log at the Causeway Center dock, and that's where she threw the child in the water. She's also now saying that the husband's in the water. If you just want to log that and notify the dive team, the Rangers are heading over that way right now.
Go somewhere where it's not too hard on my knee. So your knee won't hurt you. Please trust me.
Okay.
It won't hurt you.
Okay.
It won't hurt you. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. God, please show this woman that it is true. But I'm telling you, people are doubting. It is getting harder for me to stay strong. Please show her that it is true what I'm telling you. That there is a fish in the bottom of the lake. Please let her take me to sit with my children under the tree that you have created. Please, Lord.
Hey, let's go.
Do you guys just want to? You guys want to bring her over to that one?
Yeah, we'll take her over
Okay,
that one.
so we can be closer to the rest of everybody else.
Have a seat right here. We'll go get your children as soon as they're done.
No, I want to go right here.
What are the kids saying now?
I don't know if they've asked them if there's a little brother and dad or not. I don't know if they have.
Okay.
That's it. At this point.
The miracles are true. And these two we doubted too, but they are true. They are. And it's amazing. I can't tell you enough. Do you remember when Jesus was on the cross?
Yeah, I remember.
And he put his arms out and he said, "Forgive them, for they know not
Yeah,
what
you
they
told
do."
me that already.
Yes. They didn't know. They didn't know.
Yeah, right.
You are to trust. It's all about trust. It's hard because he does things in mysterious ways.
Sure.
And it's hard because we want to just believe our earthly ways. It is hard. Is part of you happy? Man, is part of you happy? Yes.
Go ahead.
Now, after police confronted Miller on the shore of this lake, a dive team went into the water, and hours later they found the 4-year-old boy not far from the dock that they say Miller threw him from. He was at the bottom of the lake. Now, as for Miller's husband, deputies believe that he was disappointed in himself for how he handled the religious tasks that this family was putting themselves through. So he decided to swim out to a sandbar in this lake, and he drowned. His body was found the next day. The sheriff said he did not die in a rescue mission for his 4-year-old son.
I gave him to God.
You gave him to God.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake and I gave him to God. And people are going to tell me I am crazy, but he is real and he loves you. He really does love you. He loves you.
Now, again, back to the body cam video, which did play a very important role today in her trial. You see Miller, and she's on scene. She's praying with first responders, and she's talking to them about God. On the surface, it's just very bizarre behavior. But when it comes to her trial, there was much more going on, according to the judge, according to her attorneys, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But in the wake of her arrest, Miller was indicted by a grand jury on 7 charges. The counts that she faced were of aggravated murder, as well as murder, for the death of her 4-year-old son. And then she was also charged with felonious assault in connection to the 4-year-old's death and a count of child endangering for allegedly driving the golf cart into the water with her 15-year-old daughter on board. Miller also faced 3 counts of domestic violence for allegedly driving the golf cart with the 15-year-old as well as her 2 18-year-olds on board. Now, Miller's defense attorney never disputed what Miller was accused of doing at the lake as far as driving the golf cart with the people on board and, sadly, throwing her 4-year-old into the water. But her attorney was very public, and even after her first court appearance, told the media that this really wasn't a case of a whodunit. Those were the words that he used. But what he did dispute was what was going on in Miller's mind at the time that she did all of this. He says that she was insane at the time that she killed her son and then tried to harm her other children. Miller pleaded not guilty to those 7 counts by reason of insanity. And that brings us to today and a kind of court proceeding that you don't often see. No jury, no days of court for a trial, just one judge and 1 hour to decide the fate of this mom accused of the murder of her young son. Now, the judge said, based on the evidence, Miller killed her son and then tried to harm her other children.
I'm making the following findings, including that on or about August the 23rd of 2025 in Tuscarawas County, Ohio, that Ruth R. Miller did purposely cause the death of who was under the age of 13 years of age at the time of the commission of the offense and born on 10/12/2020, including that on or about August the 23rd, 2025, caused the death as a proximate result of the offender committing or attempting to commit the offense of felonious assault in violation of 2903.11A1. I'm concluding that on or about August the 23rd of 2025, that Ruth R. Miller did knowingly cause serious physical. I'm concluding that on or about August the 23rd of 2025, that Ruth R. Miller was a parent or a child under the age of 18 years of age, she created a substantial risk to the health or safety, this case of by violating the duty of care, protection, or support, including that on or about August 23rd, 2025, that Ruth R. Miller unlawfully did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to family or household member. I'm also concluding that on or about August the 23rd of 2025, that Ruth R. Miller unlawfully did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to family or household member. I'm also concluding that on or about August the 23rd of 2025, that Ruth R. Miller unlawfully did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to family or household member.
So much like the defense attorney, it wasn't a whodunit. There was no disputing what Miller did to her children. But the judge then talks about what it would mean for Miller to be legally insane. And he talked about 3 mental health evaluations that were done by 3 separate doctors in the time that Miller has been in custody in jail. And he talked about the findings, and this is what he said.
These are the findings that I have concluded, including that a mental status at the time the offense evaluation was conducted by Dr. Daniel Rinko of Forensic Diagnostic Center of District 9. It was identified as a joint exhibit number 2 has been entered into evidence. In the report by Dr. Rinko, who is a board-certified forensic psychologist practicing with Forensic Diagnostic 9, he sets forth findings which the court finds persuasive as to the York state of mind at the time of the offense. Dr. Rinko opined that the defendant at the time of the offense charged did have a severe mental disease, but did not have a severe mental defect. His opinion states that as a result of the severe mental disease, the defendant did not know the wrongfulness of the act charged. And that would apply to all of the acts that are charged, not just one, but to all of them. The next evaluation that I reviewed was the evaluation of Dr. Susan Hatters Friedman of the University Hospital's Cleveland Medical Center, Case Western Reserve University. It was identified as a joint exhibit 3, and he was also entered into evidence. Dr. Hatters-Friedman, at the time of the defendant, at the time of the offense charge, also had a severe mental disease and did not have a severe mental defect. In the report by Dr. Hatters-Friedman, she sets forth against certain findings which the court finds persuasive as to your state of mind at the time of the offense. Her opinion states that as a result of this severe mental disease, the defendant did not know the wrongfulness of the acts charged, and that would apply to all 7 counts of the indictment.
Now, the state of Ohio also did a mental health evaluation, and they found that Miller does have a severe mental disease that did not allow her to know what she was doing was wrong for all 7 counts in the indictment. The judge also said there were witnesses who said that Miller showed some signs of mental illness in the weeks leading up to that day that she killed her son in August. The judge believes that Miller truly believed that God was asking her to be swallowed by a fish. The judge then made his final decision. This is what he said.
Based upon these findings that I have made in this case, I am concluding that pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 2945-37, that the defendant, Ruth R. Miller, is not guilty by reason of insanity. I think that's the only conclusion that can be reached in this case based upon the evidence that's been presented to me. Ruth, after and concluding that you are not guilty by reason of insanity on all 7 counts, aggravated murder under 2903.01C, murder under 2903.02B, and D, felonious assault under 2903.11A1, endangering children, count 4 under 2919.22A and E, domestic violence, counts 5, 6, and 7, all misdemeanors of the first degree under 2919.25A will have the conclusion that the evidence supports in this case, and that is not guilty by reason of insanity. Now that a determination has been made that you are not guilty by reason of insanity, the next step will be determining the final disposition regarding the least restrictive conditions that can be placed.
Miller showed little emotion, if any, in court today, or frankly, in any of the previous court appearances. She had a very different tone to her in the days that she was in court compared to what you see on the body cam video. You did, though, today see a little nod from her when the judge was talking to her about her ruling. Now, even though she was found not guilty by reason of insanity, she is still in the custody of the state. She was sent back to jail today, and she will next appear in court on Friday, March 13th. And that is where both sides will discuss where Miller will go moving forward. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law&Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and we're also now streaming on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.